Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Priyanka Vijay Kulkarni, and from this video we are going to start to learn the subject, that is the Bio 4710 Advances in rDNA Technology. rDNA means recombinant DNA technology, which carries the credit of 1 plus 3. Yes, so we'll start about the advances in recombinant DNA technology. So, very first, it is a very important to understand what is mean by this recombinant DNA technology. We'll see what is mean by this recombinant. Recombinant means what? Recombination of what? DNA of the two different organisms is done in this technique. Yes, we'll see. In this process, the DNA from the two different species is isolated first of all, then they are cut by using the restriction enzyme, and then they are spliced together by using the DNA ligase enzyme, and then in this way the new recombinant molecule is produced, and this recombinant molecule is further introduced or transferred into the host cells or the rapidly dividing cells, that is nothing but the bacteria cells or the yeast cells. Okay, this is the actually procedure of the recombinant DNA technology, or in other word we can say like that, the joining together of the DNA molecules from the different organisms. Okay, for example, suppose one DNA from the bacteria and another DNA from the human being. Okay, so joining together of the two DNA molecules from the different organism and inserting that recombinant molecule into the host organism to produce the new genetic combination, and which are very valuable in the science, then medicine, agricultural industry, and the different types of the industries. Okay, yes. Next, the role of recombinant DNA technology in biotechnology. It is a very helpful and advanced technique which are used in this biotechnology. Mainly this recombination is done to modify that particular organism. Okay, means international modification of organism genome for the practical purpose. This is the main aim. Then what are the goals are like to eliminate the undesirable phenotypic traits. It may be of the different types of the plants, then bacteria, then anything you can take. Suppose there is a one bacteria which only grow on the selectable medium. Okay, means which require the particular carbon source, which cannot grow on the nutrient media. They require the particular selectable media. So if you want to remove that trait, then you can do it by using the recombinant DNA technology. Then next is combine the beneficial traits of the two or more organism. Yes, as we know that recombinant DNA means recombination is there, means there are the two different species or two different organisms DNA is cut and then joined together and spliced together and then transferred to the host organism. So in this way we can combine the different beneficial traits of the two different types of the organism. Then it create the organism that synthesize the products of the human need. Okay, what it creates the organisms that can synthesize the products of the human need. Here I can give an example of the yes, insulin. Everyone know about the insulin which is produced in the human body, which is necessary to maintain our blood glucose level. Okay, So what to do here? The human insulin gene, okay, in the human there is a particular gene which is responsible for the synthesis of the insulin protein. So you have to isolate that gene and introduce that gene into the plasmid. Plasmid is what? Plasmid is nothing but the vector. I told you everything step by step, okay. Plasmid is a extra chromosomal material of the bacterial cells which are present in the bacteria, okay, which is a extra chromosomal material, and there are the many properties of the plasmid, okay. So for this time we'll see, suppose we'll take out the human insulin gene and introduce into the plasmid, and that plasmid which is further introduced into the E. coli or into the bacteria, and then what what is happen with this bacteria? That bacteria uses their cellular machinery to produce the protein insulin, okay. So in this way we can collect that insulin and distribute to the different diabetic patients which requires the insulin doses, okay. So this is done practically. So here we can create the organism which can synthesize the products of the human need, okay. Yes. Yes, here actually the recombination process is mentioned over here. So yes, here we can see the bacterial plasmid. Bacterial plasmid means what? It is a circular plasmid, okay. And why plasmid is used? Because mostly it is has a circular structure and it has a capacity to join to the eukaryotic cells. So that's why the plasmid is mostly used as a vector. Vector means what? Here in recombinant DNA technology there are the different terms are coming, so you must know the meaning of all these terms. So what is mean by this vector? Vector is nothing but a piece of molecule which contain the genetic material which can be replicated and expressed when it is transformed into the another cells. This is the proper definition of the vector, and there are different types of the vector we can use. Vector or the vehicle, okay. Vehicle to transfer your recombinant molecule into your host cell or into your bacteria or the yeast cell for the further multiplication, okay. Yes, so there are the different vehicles are used or different vectors are used, like the plasmid vector, lambda vector, okay. There are different vector. So here we are going to see the plasmid, okay. It is a bacterial plasmid, means it is a extra chromosomal material which is present into the bacteria. Yes. Fine. Then we can see here on this bacterial plasmid there is a ampicillin resistance gene is present, okay. So it is a extra chromosomal, okay. So chromosome is a different thing of that bacteria and it is a extra chromosomal material which contain the different types of the gene, like the antibiotic resistance gene, okay, which is a plus properties of that bacteria. So here the ampicillin is what? It is an antibiotic, okay. So there is a antibiotic resistance gene is present on this plasmid, and then there is a one gene is present, that is the laxid gene, okay, which codes for the enzyme which degrade the lactose molecule. Lactose is what? Lactose is a sugar molecule which is utilized by the bacteria for their food material or the food purpose. Yes, so here there is a laxid gene which can break down the lactose molecule, and in between that laxid gene there is a one restriction site. Restriction site means what? It is a something like that of the palindromic nucleotide sequence, okay. This site can be recognized by the different types of the restriction enzymes. We will see what is mean by this restriction enzymes in the further slides. So this restriction site is present within the laxid gene, okay. This is a one bacterial, suppose E. coli plasmid we are isolated, which contain these two different types of the gene, and then further we isolate the human DNA, okay, which contains our the gene of interest. Okay, we have to place this gene of interest into the plasmid. Or suppose we can take an example, as I told you, as a insulin. Suppose this gene of interest is a gene of insulin from the human being. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to isolate the plasmid, that is the vector DNA, from the E. coli or the bacteria, and the human DNA. Okay, human DNA which contain our gene of insulin. Further, what we have to do, we have to cut the both the DNAs with the same restriction enzyme. Okay, so there must be the same restriction site present on both of the DNA. So there are the different types of the enzyme. So what is the next step? We have to cut both the DNAs with the same restriction enzyme. By cutting with the same restriction enzyme, they creates the sticky ends. Okay, there is a two different types of the DNA cuts are there, which is by result of the endonuclease action on the double stranded DNA. We'll see, just take a process, we'll take a review or the recap of the recombinant DNA technology process here. So it produces the sticky ends. Sticky means the flank or the overhang regions. Okay, so it create the both the ends in both the type of the DNA. Then we have to mix that DNA together, and in that case what happened, this both DNA join together by the base pairing, and in this way our gene of interest or the insulin gene is inserted into that restriction site. And as I told you, that restriction site where it is present in between the lag-Z gene. Okay, so what happened over here, our gene of interest is inserted into this lag-Z dash gene. So whatever the function of this lag-Z dash gene, it is disturbed. Yes, gene is not compact, lag-Z gene is not moreover compact over here after recombination, so its function is disturbed, so it cannot degrade the lactose molecule. Yes, now to join this we have to add the DNA ligase enzyme, which join by the covalent bonding. After that, this is the recombinant molecule is produced. Yes, here we can see this is the recombinant plasmid molecule is produced, which contain the ampicillin resistant gene and our this gene of interest or the insulin gene, which is inserted in between this lag-Z dash gene, so that the function of the lag-Z dash is disturbed. Now what we have to do, yes, now what we have to do, we have to put this plasmid into the bacteria, okay, into their host cell for the further multiplication. Our recombinant molecule is produced, so we have to transfer into the particular type of the cells which can produce the more copies of such a recombinant molecule. Yes, so we have to transfer this recombinant molecule into the E. coli cells. E. coli is a bacteria. So we transferred into the E. coli cell, but which type of the E. coli cells? The E. coli cells with the lag-Z minus. Okay, yes, so we put this into the E. coli cells, and further we grow these E. coli cells on the particular nutrient agar or any agar medium with what? With ampicillin as an antibiotic and X-gal. X-gal is very similar to that of the lactose molecules, which gives the calorie compound after the breakdown. So probably to check the colonies we use the X-gal rather than the lactose. Yes, so we clone the cells on the particular medium. The bacterial colonies are grow on this plate. We can see over here the plate cells onto the medium with ampicillin and the X-gal. Okay, nutrient agar medium plus ampicillin plus X-gal. Why ampicillin? Because plasmid contain the ampicillin resistant genes. Okay, so which bacteria will grow? The bacteria which have taken our recombinant molecule. Okay, that bacteria only have our recombinant molecule. What is our recombinant molecule? It is ampicillin resistant. So whatever the bacteria whoever taken our recombinant molecule, they are able to grow on that medium. Yes, with ampicillin medium. And the bacteria which are not able to take our recombinant molecule, they don't have this property of this ampicillin resistance. So in the presence of ampicillin antibiotic, they are not able to grow on that medium. So which molecules only grow here? The transformed molecule, means the transformed E. coli cells in which our recombinant molecule is present, that colonies or that bacteria are only grow on this media. So whatever the bacterial colonies are grow, these are the transformed bacterial colonies. Yes, and further we have to check that whatever we cut the insulin gene from the human and introduced into the bacterial plasmid, we have to check that it is successfully introduced or not. So to check this, we have added the X-gal. X-gal means what? It is a very synonym to the lactose, which gives the coloring reactions. Okay, so yes, here we have to identify the clone which containing the recombinant plasmid by their ability to grow in the presence of ampicillin and their white color. Means what? Now suppose the E. coli, now this whatever the E. coli cells which are grown on this medium, what I told you, these are the transformed E. coli molecules, okay, which contain our recombinant molecule. But we have to check that if we have to check that our insulin molecule is successfully introduced into that plasmid or not. Okay, how to check? By addition of the X-gal. Okay, so what happened over here? Here yes, the colonies which gives the white color. Why white color? Okay, now I already explained you. See in the figure number first, there is a laxate gene. What is its function? Its function is lactose breakdown. Okay, here what is the synonym for the lactose? We are used X-gal material. Okay, so if this laxate gene, it produce the particular protein which break down this X-gal. After this X-gal is break down, it produce the blue color compound. Okay, now what I told you, we introduced our human insulin gene into this restriction site which is present in between that laxate gene, so that laxate function is disturbed. It cannot produce the protein. Okay, this laxate gene cannot produce the protein which degrade the X-gal. So if there is a no protein which degrade the X-gal, then it cannot gives the blue color, it gives the white color. And white color colonies means what? It is a identification that our recombination is done successfully. Means that laxate gene is disturbed. Why it is disturbed? Because our gene of interest is inserted successfully into it. That's why it cannot perform its function. It cannot break down the X-gal and cannot give the blue color colonies. It means that our recombination purpose is successfully done, and we can identify such a white colonies or clone which have our recombinant DNA molecule, and we go for the further practicals or whatever we have to do with it. Okay, this is all about the recombination process or recombinant DNA technology procedure. Yes, we'll see the key tools for the recombinant DNA technology. There are the many tools as I told you that the restriction enzyme, these are the words which are using in this RDT, that is the restriction enzyme, DNA ligases, polymerases, then the host, what is mean by host, what is mean by vector, what is mean by gene library. We'll see one by one. Firstly, we'll go for the restriction enzyme. What is mean by restriction enzymes? These enzymes are belongs to the class of the nucleases. Okay, I think you all have heard about the nucleases enzyme. Proteases means what? Which cut the protein. Nucleases means what? Which cut the nucleic acid or the nucleotide. Yes, there are two kinds of the nucleases, that is the exonuclease and endonuclease. Okay, restriction enzyme is what? Nothing but it is a class of the, or it is belongs to the nucleases. These restriction enzymes are nothing but the endo and the exonucleases. Basically they are the endonucleases. Exonuclease means what? Exo means outside. Yes, which removes the nucleoside from the ends of the DNA. Exo means outside, ends of the DNA, and endo means in middle. So it makes the cut at the specific position within the DNA, in between the DNA. Yes. So what is the functions of this restriction endonucleases? Yes, it find the specific recognition sequence. As I told you, there is a restriction site is present. Yes, it found that restriction site, then it will bind, that restriction enzyme will bind to the DNA and cut each of the two strands of the double helix at the specific points in their sugar phosphate backbone. It removes the nucleotide, okay, but from where it break in between the sugar phosphate backbone of that nucleotide. This restriction enzyme, what is do? It found the restriction site on that DNA molecule. It goes and bind to that restriction site and it cut at that restriction site on the double strand, on the both the strands of the DNA, not the single strand, on both the strands. Okay. Yes, so each restriction endonuclease recognizes specific palindromic sequence. What is mean by the palindromic sequence? Here the example is given. Means 5' to 3'. Okay, we have to read from the only one side. Okay, this sequence is read the same on both the two strand in 5' to 3' direction. Here we can see 5' to 3' GAATTC. Second strand 5' to 3' GAATTC. This is known as the palindromic sequence. Okay, so this sequence is very necessary. It recognizes this is nothing but the restriction site, whatever I told you in this, no, in this figure. Yes, there is a restriction site is present in between that lag z dash gene. So what is this restriction site? It is nothing but the palindromic sequence which can be recognized by this restriction enzymes. Yes. Okay, so how the naming is given to this restriction enzyme? The naming is given after the name of that organism, okay, which they were derived. For example, EcoR1. EcoR1 is a one restriction enzyme. Okay, it is from which organism? E. coli or Escherichia coli. So this is EcoR1. Okay, such that naming is given to this. Then this protect the bacteria from the bacteriophage infection. It is necessary. Then it restrict the viral replication, and bacteria is protected its own DNA by methylating those specific sequence. Now this restriction site or this palindromic sequence, it may be present in the bacterium genome also. We don't have to cut that bacterium genome, we only have to cut the vector. Okay, so how to protect that bacterial genome? By the methylation process. Okay, how? Now see, there is a EcoR1 methylase enzyme is there. Okay, this methylase enzyme means which add the methyl group at the adenine. Yes, which add the methyl group at the adenine, so that whatever the EcoR1, if we add further EcoR1, then it will not cleave the methylated DNA. Methylated means what? It is the own bacterial DNA, we cannot kill it. or we cannot restrict it. Okay, we only restrict the unmethylated, which is present on the, what I told you, extra chromosomal material, that is the plasmid. Yes, here we can see the actions of the restriction enzyme. The enzyme cuts both the DNA strand at the same site. Red one is the vector DNA and black one is your gene of interest, or the, for example, insulin. Okay, now EcoR1, it is a restriction endonucleases which cut the DNA between the G and A only. Okay, where the GAA-TTC is present in the DNA. Now this is the palindrome over both the sides, we can see over here. Yes, and here, yes, here the sites are also given. See this here, G, here it cut between what, G and A. So this is G and A, G and A. Here also G and A, G and A. Yes, so it produces the sticky ends. Here we can see sticky ends means what is mean by sticky ends? It has the short single stranded overhang. We can see here there is a single stranded overhang region is present on both the side. Okay, so it is a short single stranded overhang region is present. Yes, and why? Because this joining is very easy of the sticky ends rather than the blunt ends. Okay, so here this DNA fragments are joined at the sticky ends and our recombinant DNA molecule is produced. There are the two types of the restriction enzyme, type 1 and type 2. Mostly in the recombinant DNA technology, type 2 restriction enzymes are used. So type 1 means what? It cut the DNA on both the strand but at the non-specific location, okay, which is varying from the particular sequence that is recognized by the restriction enzyme. Means what? This restriction enzyme will go and bind to the restriction site which is present on the DNA, but it cannot cut at the specific site. It cut at the non-specific site. In the previous slide I told you it cut between the G and A, but here it cannot cut between the G and A or whatever it may be. It cut non-specifically. Okay, there is a no specification. So it gives the random cut and which are not very essential in these rDNA techniques. Type 2 is essential because it cut both the strands of the DNA within particular sequence which is recognized by the restriction enzyme. And some will produce the blunt end, some will produce the sticky end. So what is this sticky and the blunt end? Sticky end means this both ends is the result of endonuclease action on the double stranded DNA. Produce the two types of the ends. Staggered cut, okay, if there is a staggered cut it generates the two sticky ends. Sticky means what? Which having the short single stranded overhang or flanking region. Okay, and if there is a straight cut, staggered cut gives the sticky end and the straight cut it gives the blunt end. Blunt end, it is a result in a flat pair basis on the DNA end. Okay, flat pair basis means which cut in the middle. Yes, then DNA ligase, why it is necessary? To join the two different blunt end or the sticky ends. Yes, by forming what? By forming the phosphodiester bond. Excuse me. Restriction enzyme cut the strands of DNA a little away from the center of the palindrome, but between the same two bases on the opposite strand, this leaves the single stranded position at the ends, and this overhanging stretch called as the sticky ends of the each strand. These are named because they form the hydrogen bond with their complementary cut counterparts. Okay, yes. Then what is the function of ligase? Just joining by the phosphodiester bond or making the hydrogen bond. When cut by the same restriction enzyme, the resultant DNA fragments have the same kind of the sticky ends, and this can be joined together by using the DNA ligase enzyme. Here we can see this is the foreign DNA, red one is the vector. Okay, we cut both the DNA by using the same restriction enzyme which create the same type of the sticky ends and which are ligated by the DNA ligase enzyme, and further the transformation process is done. Yes, we can separate this our DNA fragments by using the gel electrophoresis technique. Okay, we here what we do, we cut the DNA, we simply cut the DNA, mix it with the another different types of the DNA, ligate, and we called it as a recombinant molecule. So we can here we cut the DNA by the restriction endonuclease. What it done, it produce the different types of the DNA fragment. Yes, endonuclease means what, it cut in between the DNA so that it produce the different types of the DNA fragment, and this fragment it can be separated by the technique of gel electrophoresis. Okay, which charge is present on the DNA? Due to the phosphate group, there is a negative charge is present on the DNA, so we can force that DNA molecule towards the anode. Anode is what? Positive charge electrode. Okay, so that negatively charged DNA molecule can be forced to the positively charged anode molecule in the high electric field through the medium or matrix. In this way we can separate our DNA fragments which is cut by the different restriction enzymes. Okay, this gives the different types of the band, and we can extract that band through the gel piece, and this step is known as the elution. So this is all about the introduction, restriction enzymes, and the DNA ligase, okay, which is used in the recombinant DNA technology. Yes, this is it. Thank you everyone.